Okay, for today's tutelo, saponi, yesanechi lesson, I want to do another one on wahiye, flowers, or to bloom, or to blossom, or just flower. Wahiye is one of my favorite words in the tutelo saponi language, but it was never documented on how it should be conjugated when it means to bloom or to blossom. So I compared it to words in Lakota and the reconstructed Proto-Siouan tongue. And it doesn't appear to be an I-class verb. Plus, wahiye could also mean I make. So apparently it's not an I-class verb where I have to use the prefix we. But these right here are blackberry blossoms. Wahiye. Asan. Wahiye aseni. Literally white flowers. And from what I was studying about wahiye, it looks to be a combination of the wa prefix, something or someone or something, plus hiye, to bloom. I mean, I compared the hiye in wahiye to languages like Lakota, and Lakota does have a ma form for its word. But their word for to blossom, bloom, or flower, ksha, if I'm pronouncing it right, ksha, to blossom, bloom, or flower in Lakota. It can also mean to have a sty for eyes. The I form of the Lakota word is mahsha, meaning I have a sty for eyes, or I blossom, or I bloom. Whether or not hiye in yesanechi meant to have a sty for eyes, it was never recorded, but apparently wahiye must be a combination of wa, something or someone, plus hiye, to bloom, to blossom, to flower. And wahiye, flower, means something, means flower or flowers. Or it can also be used as a verb meaning to blossom and bloom. You know, parts of speech in tutelo saponi are not ironclad. But I know there are some verbs where, you know, the conjugation is a prefix and other times it's an infix. But for wahiye, Something tells me that the ma, ya, etc. forms must be infixes, so I'll conjugate it like this. Wa mahiye, I blossom, I bloom. Wa ya hiye is you blossom, you bloom. Monk wahiye is we bloom. Monk, the prefix for we, all the recorded tutelo conjugations has monk as a prefix in all of them, so I'll just assume that it would be a prefix for wahiye. Monk wahiye, we bloom. Now the word for they bloom can have different forms. Wahiye hle, wahiye hna, wahiye hla, wahiye hne, they bloom. Wahiye hle, wahiye hna, wahiye hla, wahiye hne, they bloom. Apparently, tutelo, saponi, or yesanechi had different dialects, like the word Dakota in the Dakota language. It can be conjugated as da Makota, I am Dakota, or ma Dakota, I am Dakota. So if you want to conjugate I bloom, I blossom as ma wahiye, that's okay. If you want to conjugate you bloom or you blossom as ya wahiye, that's okay too. At least he blooms, she blooms, it blooms, or he blossoms, she blossoms, or it blossoms is just wahiye. Now, some other conjugations of wahiye is wahiye wa. It has, she has, or he has bloomed or blossomed. Wa is a suffix that causes a verb to mean has. So, wa mahiye wa would mean I have bloomed or blossomed. Wa yahiye wa would mean you have bloomed or you have blossomed. Monk wahiye wa, we have bloomed, we have blossomed. And there's another tense, wahiye say, it is, he is, she is blooming, or it is, he is, she is blossoming. Wahiyeta, it will, she will, he will bloom. Ta makes a verb mean will. Wa mahiyeta, I will bloom, I will blossom. Wahiye ta is you will bloom, you will blossom. Now there are some more tenses like wahiye pulese. Y'all are blooming, y'all are blossoming. Mahiye pulese. I am blooming, I am blossoming. Wait, scratch that one. Let me start over with this tense. Wahiye pulese. Y'all are blooming, y'all are blossoming. Yeah, there's a tense in tutelo that means you all or y'all. So, wahiye pulese. Y'all are blooming, y'all are blossoming. There's also for they had bloomed. Some of the ways you could say this word is wahiye you kehlewa. Wahi you kehlewa or wahiye kehlewa. They had bloomed. Wahiye kehlewa. Wahiye kehlewa. Wahiye you kehlewa. They had bloomed. There's all sorts of ways you could say that one. There's also another one, Wahiye Yuma or Wahiyuma. It has been blooming, it still is blooming. It has been blossoming, it still is blossoming. Wahiye Yuma, Wahiyuma. It has been blooming, it still is blooming. Now, wahiye can also be conjugated as a noun. Me wahiye, my flowers, or wamihiye, my flowers. Ye wahiye, or wayiheye, your flowers. Ye wahiye, or wayihiye, your flowers. Wahiye, his flowers, her flowers, its flowers. Wahiye hle, wahiye na, wahiye hne, wahiye hla, their flowers. Wahiye hle, wahiye na, wahiye ne, wahiye hla, their flowers. Monk, wahiye, our flowers. Monk, wahiye, our flowers. Wayi hiye pui, ye wahiye pui, all your flowers. Ye wahiye pui, wayi hiye pui, all your flowers. There are other forms of the word for are, like mai or ma. Mai wahiye, our flowers. Ma wahiye, our flowers. Yeah, not every conjugation of verbs has been recorded in tutelo, saponi, so it's best to compare like certain words to, other Siouan languages that may have a similar form, and then study how it's conjugated and then make an educated guess. But from what is written down in tutelo saponi, parts of speech are not ironclad, so the same word can be both a noun and a verb. And don't worry too much about making mistakes. I made them like in another video. Oh, I was saying ho hiye wa for it snowed when it actually means it has snowed. So ho hiye wa means it has snowed. Ho hiye wa, it has snowed. But yeah, anyway, like I said, don't worry about making mistakes. Because to speak this language wrong, it's just by not speaking it at all. And I've seen different forms of the same word. So obviously, were dialects of tutelo saponi, and there's really no wrong way to speak the language. Just speak so that other people can understand what you are trying to say. And while we're at it, these leaves are green. And the word for leaf is oto. The word for the leaves are otoi, the leaves or the leaf. Just like the flowers are wahiye, the flowers or the flower. Wahiye. And since we're still at it, this is a rose, a red rose. Wahiye, achut. Wahiye, achuti. Red rose. Wahiye, achut. Red rose. Wahiye, achuti. Red rose or the red rose. Or wahiye, achut. Wahiye, achuti. The red rose. Plural form is the same. The red roses. Wahiye, achut. Wahiye, achuti. Wahiye, achuti. Wahiye, achut. The red rose says,